Okay, should be recording now. Alrighty. Okay, welcome back, guys, to week 25's lecture. This week's lecture is on digital culture. Ooh, time to get into it. First of all, got you. That's all. So, in this particular session, we're obviously going to talk about the learning outcomes. We're going to talk about some digital media theory. We're going to talk about the multilateral hypodermic pseudo-energetic model of digital culture transmission. Why memes? Defining memes, we're going to talk about meme history, why memes work, and some rules for the use of memes, and then finally my top tips. So, to understand where memes come from, to understand the word meme, to understand how digital culture is different from traditional culture and how the two interact. And before we get started properly, just another reminder to you guys to take any meds or supplements that you need to do, have a drink and have something to eat today. Also, stretch or straighten your back. Don't want you, hurting yourself by not sitting correctly. I will at some point probably. I won't lie to you guys. I'm not going to. But it's probably best if you guys had a look at some proper form for sitting down. Usually the rule of thumb is if everything's at 90 degrees, like your knees are at 90 degrees, your elbows are at 90 degrees, shoulders are at 90 degrees, and your back's at 90 degrees to the rest of you, that sort of thing. So what is digital culture? Digital or participatory culture is a large part of modern society. Now resides mostly on the internet, and we utilize Web 2.0 as a tool to help with interactions of that digital culture. Basically, it's the idea that culture that arises through the use of digital and new media technology is digital culture. So anything that happens on the internet or any data that's recorded on the internet using a digital tool is automatically part of digital culture. We also call it participatory culture. That's just the idea that that culture can be interacted with and we participate in it. We don't just consume it. So it's the idea that it's a two-way street and that sort of thing. We've already covered lots of other similar concepts to this, such as the global village more recently, prosumer and producer, all these kinds of things where we're both consuming and producing media at the same time. So what is the digital self? The digital self is a decentered self. The idea that fluid modern identities play into the ability that we have the ability to adapt the self in the digital realm. So fluidity is key to the digital self presented on platforms like social networking sites. Fluid identity online is related to social skills and therefore can be attributed towards how we evolve over time. So as we use social media more, because of the sudden changes that happen in new social environments, we're required to quickly adapt, sometimes very, very quickly. And this kind of adaptation that we have to new social environments happens very quickly on social networking sites. So the idea that we are fluid individuals in every aspect, read into that however you like. If you're using social networking sites regularly, you yourself have a fluid identity. You're absorbing information, you're retaining it, and you're sharing it in different ways. And every time that you absorb something, it shapes you as much as you shape it. So, we're constantly changing. We're fluid beings, especially when it comes to digital culture. So, but what about traditional culture? So we've talked about digital culture a little bit. Now we're talking about traditional culture. So it could be argued that digital culture has simply integrated with traditional culture. When we say traditional culture, we mean anything that has occurred offline prior to the internet. Digital technology is just another way of creating digital culture, of creating traditional culture, and creating digital cultural artifacts. A little bit confusing. What I'm saying is that when we use the internet now, instead of creating a replication of traditional culture, online, it's digital culture and a traditional cultural artifact. So we have created, say, a meme based off something that is traditional culture that's turned online. There's an artifact or a leftover of traditional culture in the digital culture that we've created. So we use digital tools to create traditional culture and store it online as an artifact. So it's another way of explaining how we store information. Wikipedia is a massive repository of traditional culture, and specifically since it's been created using digital tools, they're artifacts of traditional culture in a digital cultured society. That's a mouthful. Okay, so the multilateral hypodermic pseudo-energetic model of digital culture transmission. Everyone ready? I know it's a long one. Got him. We're just talking about memes. That's not a real thing. I hope that scared some people. Yep. We're talking about memes. So how to say meme? It's pronounced meme. I'm saying it right now. Can't really describe it. That's just how you say it. Some spicy options are meme, 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 or meme. You know, there are lots of different ways to say it in a funny voice and so on, but meme is how we commonly refer to it. Why memes? So memes are one of the most popular forms of expression online, and for good reason. First of all, they go hand in hand with just about any social media platform, and they help increase their spreadability. We talked about spreadability before. Memes play on those aspects of viral and spreadable culture that enable them to be shared quite frequently and quite intently across the internet. So secondly, people have fairly short attention spans when it comes to online communication. So the concise nature, the short format of memes make them perfect for quick sharing and quick consumption. So a meme is a unit of cultural information spread by imitation. The term meme comes from the Greek mimeia, mimea, to mean imitate. That's where the word mime comes from as well. You know, someone that, you know, pretends that something's not there, they imitate actions. It was introduced by British evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins. You'll hear about him a lot in the coming slides. In 1976, he wrote a book called The Selfish Gene. You probably hear a lot of people talking about that. In the book, The Selfish Gene, he refers to it's the way that culture is spread from person to person, and ideas are spread. So Dawkins has built on Charles Darwin's theory of biological evolution, but explains there are other types of evolution. The transmission of culture is like the transmission of genes, because both work through the copying process that involves change in subsequent copies, eventually creating a new species or a new language in this case. So culture and language are examples of memes. In his view, a meme behaves like a virus, which is transmitted not through a physical infection, but through imitation and language. So the term selfish meme is a metaphor for how they behave, because the sole interest of a meme is in its own propagation rather than the well-being of the host. It's parasitic in nature. Like genes, they replicate and change as they spread. Some of his examples include catchphrases, melodies, fashion, and even the technology of building arches, architecture, obviously online culture as well. Skills like foraging and hunting are passed down through memes, but things like strength or height are passed down through genes. So in a scientific sense, a meme is any information passed down generational lines, but not via genetics. So in a scientific, this has been taken over by the idea that a meme is a spreadable snippet of information in a funny or enjoyable format. I accidentally repeated myself there, apologies. I made this meme. What are the Richard Dawkins views on memes? Richard Dawkins says, when you plant a fertile meme in my mind, you literally parasitize my brain, turning it into a vehicle of the meme's propagation in just the way that a virus may parasitize the genetic mechanisms of a host cell. We've probably all seen the news quite a lot, so we know how coronavirus spreads. It infects a host cell, it then hijacks the genetic mechanism of the host cell and forces the cell to replicate versions of the virus. A meme does the same thing. So you absorb a meme without even knowing it, and you replicate that information, you change it slightly, and you spread it. So it does have a viral aspect to it, but when it comes to just sharing online, the virus metaphor doesn't quite work. It's assuming quite a few things. It assumes the hypodermic needle model. The hypodermic needle model is the idea that any information that is given to you directly, unfiltered, you absorb that, take it on, and you change yourself as a result of that. That's not true. A lot of authoritarian states use that as a means of spreading propaganda to their people, but it's been proven not to work. People are free thinking at the best of times, and are entitled to freedom and their own thoughts. And so the hypodermic needle model, again, the idea that media is directly transmitted to a person, they'll just absorb that media and take on its message without any thought. That doesn't quite add up, and this is making the assumption that someone won't resist the idea of a meme or a propagated idea towards their direction, and it also implies that someone would also change and spread that rather than just keep it to themselves. So two things there to think about, and you can bet your lucky stars that I will include the hypodermic needle model in the Kahoot. So if you want to hear about that again, you might want to go back. It's not on the slide, so you can't watch it silently. That's the benefit of watching the lectures. Yeah, go team. So here it is again. Ah, no, I forgot to change the title. Still says the Global Village. We're not talking about the Global Village. Hang on, I can fix this, he says. Yeah, it's not the Global Village. Ignore that. We're just talking about the selfish gene. So the quote again: when you plant a fertile meme in my mind, you literally parasitize my brain. So when we say fertile meme, we just mean a piece of information that is particularly has particular social and cultural skills attached to it. So an idea or a thought process that is particularly fertile, i.e. it looks as if it's ready to do something, it's ready to spark other ideas. You literally parasitize my brain. So someone might think over something or ponder it for an amount of time that would seem unnecessary, and turns the brain into a vehicle of the meme's own propagation. So that idea is, when you chew over an idea, when you think about something for a long time, the idea changes slightly. You have slightly different ideas. You have offshoots of that. At the same time, that might not benefit you personally, but you just think it's a cool idea. Or you think, oh, I'll remember that for when, same way that you might save an infographic on Instagram and go, oh, next time that I, need to understand the different cook times of different rices, or what sauce goes best with what type of fish, or what wine pairs best with what type of meat, save an infographic. That might not actually benefit you in any way, shape or form, but you save it and you propagate it anyway. The same way that obviously we talked about the virus mechanism there, it overtakes a host cell and causes it to propagate itself. So similar sort of mechanism, similar sort of thoughts. It's kind of a long shot, and being a biologist, I'm going to take his word for it. So a little bit of history about memes. Some of you might not remember any of these. You might remember all of these. I'll include a meme video at the start of the Kahoot that you guys can watch as well. But it includes most popular memes up to like 2015. It's like 25 years of memes. So in 1992, All Your Bases Belong to Us, which is a mistranslation of Zero Wing, which is a game, and the character says all your base are belong to us instead. And I can't even remember the context that people use this. I think they changed it to like the face to be someone else's, someone who's like taken power or something. It says all your base are belong to us. 3D Dancing Baby from 1969. One of the earliest well-known 3D animations, and the best-known 3D Dancing Baby, you know, of our time. Also known as Baby Cha Cha, originally rendered as an experiment test of the Unreal Pictures, it quickly became an internet meme due to its popularity, appearing on news sources, internet videos, hosting services, and other places like that. So it just spread very quickly because it utilized digital culture. Back when people used to make websites, they just used to insert GIFs, and this would be just like a popular GIF. The baby just does like a little cha-cha. That's as much as I can explain it to you without it being an actual GIF and taking up way too much of my time to try and show you. In 2001, we have Peanut Butter Jelly Time. I've used this already as a meme as part of one of my lectures. It's a Flash animation that emerged in the late 90s, became an internet phenomenon, and only really became popular when there was a song based on it by Buckwheat Boys. The best known version was animated by Ryan Ganciana Etrata and Kevin Flynn, usually distributed as a Flash clip, but now as a GIF and a video that's available on YouTube or Vimeo, wherever you watch your videos, wherein the repeated chorus is accompanied by the dancing yellow banana. So he does like little punches and goes, peanut butter jelly time. That's about it. I feel a bit lame having to explain memes themselves, but this is the nature of the coursework, I'm afraid, or the nature of memes, in fact. In 2003, we have Star Wars Kid. Star Wars Kid was arguably one of the best known cases of cyberbullying to first occur. Star Wars Kid was a young man who decided he was going to videotape himself swinging his replica lightsaber. It wasn't a lightsaber, it was a broom handle. People used to then edit it with like lightsaber sounds and then like rotoscope a lightsaber over it. It was kind of a bit it wasn't good, but he recorded himself doing it, and he uploaded it. He became the victim of cyberbullying, people calling him names and such, and it's led to multiple lawsuits. He doesn't look half bad. He's slimmed down quite a bit as well in his most recent appearances. It's quite popular. Tron Guy, also known as Jay Maynard, he's a computer programmer and system administrator. He is most famous for his electroluminescent Tron Guy costume from the PenguinCon 2004. I'm not familiar with these things. He became the subject of internet ridicule when his costume, inspired by the movie Tron, spread across the net from postings on Slashdot and Fark. So the guys appeared on South Park and all sorts. So this is from the film Tron. I censored this bit because it was a bit unsightly for you guys, so you're welcome. If you want to know what he actually looks like, you can just Google Tron Guy. He's been on like South Park, Family Guy, and like The Simpsons and so on, I believe. Quite popular. You almost certainly know of him. I don't know how you make this into a meme other than you just share it. Most memes now require you to actually change and modify it and share it and have widespread appeal rather than just a generic genre. Next, we have lolcats from 2005. Lolcats are image macros. So what we mean by image macros is a fixed image with a caption on it, with text superimposed on top of it, with broken English, also known as lolspeak, which was we had abbreviations previously. You would have abbreviations when you're doing sort of like Telegram, Telegraph, and fax communications. We then had LeetSpeak, which was reductionist forms of English to save on time spent typing and time spent sending SMS messages, text messages. We then have lolspeak, which is the next iteration, which is a way of spelling where you remove certain characters to emphasize certain sounds, such as cheeseburger. This is obviously, it moves into surrealism where you remove characters and replace them with others to try and make them more, comical. But in this case, it didn't really catch on, and people didn't really speak about it much after this. It was like a 2 or 3 year thing. But Can I Has Cheeseburger? So the lolcat meme gained much attention and was a weekly ritual of cat a day on 4chan, and there's even a website called Can I Has Cheeseburger. There's also Know Your Meme, which is a popular website for finding out information about memes. Memes have become so prolific and move so fast that Know Your Meme no longer does like a daily video on a meme because they can't possibly keep up. It's just current affairs now. Everybody has the digital tools to create memes as well, so it's a bit pointless in that respect. Rickrolling, as I mentioned at the start, in 2006 2007, Rickrolling became a practice of bait and switching, where you would draw a person to the YouTube video, and you would just accidentally, purposely make someone watch Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up music video. Not much to say about this. I've rickrolled you guys before. You guys have rickrolled me before. Some people regularly send YouTube links in their lab chats. So if you want to try and rickroll me during the lab, hopefully I won't forget, but I almost certainly will. You can give it a try. I'm probably not as susceptible as you think I am. Good luck. We then have Dramatic Chipmunk, which is a short video with a sharp eye-raised prairie dog. We've already had a prairie dog is not the same as a chipmunk, but a woodchuck is the same as a prairie dog. There we go. From a Japanese TV show, Hello Morning. Since its upload on YouTube in June 2007, the animal's most notable for its dramatic expression and theatrical demeanor, in similar vein to Oh My God Cat and Inception Cat. People just use it as like a reaction GIF now. Previously, people would put it'd be an image macro as well, or people would use it as a dramatic way to explain something, I guess. Keyboard Cat has passed away, I believe. Hang on, let me see if Keyboard. Yeah, the video was made in 1984, but it became popular in the 2007 to 2009 era, so I'm afraid Keyboard Cat is long gone. It was originally filmed by Charlie Schmidt, but it was actually uploaded in June 7th, 2007. Schmidt uploaded the video to his YouTube channel on February 2nd, 2009. The YouTuber and blogger Brad O'Farrell posted a mashup video of a man falling down an escalator with Schmidt's cat playing him off, the Keyboard Cat. Rage Comics, we're probably all familiar with Rage Comics. So in about 2008 time, Rage Comics became popular. It was a series of webcomics with characters that often created with simple drawing software such as MS Paint. The comics are typically used to tell a story about real life experiences and end with a humorous punchline. The first amateur made comic dates back to 2008 on 4chan's board, with an introduction to the Rage guy. People make infinite combinations of Rage comics. There are so many now. You probably still get people using the troll face. So these memes used a library of pre-made cartoon faces or rage faces to express a particular emotion. Usually they humorize a relatable experience because of the easy facial expressions. They're easy to identify and understand. Examples include Trollface, Like a Boss, Serial Guy, and Forever Alone. So the variations of Rage comics goes on almost without end. There are loads and loads and loads of them. Once an old trend leaves, a new one replaces it. If anyone's familiar with like the Chad comics, now that's just Rage comics, but obviously, you know, moved on to the modern age. Ooh. Sorry, my neighbour's kid just pushed the gate over and it fell on the car, and they're very angry with the kid. Bless. Okay, so in 2009, Advice Animals comes along. It's a group of animals featuring both animals and humans. Their focus is their meme humor on a specific idea or a specific theme. Normally, it has a multicolored background, a Photoshop cutout of the head, or sometimes part of the body in the center, and each different animal and person has different personalities and behaviors, and usually has a funny caption. So they'll normally have a top text, and then the bottom text includes the punchline. Advice Dog. So Advice Dog, the meme that started the Advice Animals trend off, features a face of a cute dog and a bright rainbow coloured background. Advice Dog is probably the most basic of all the Advice Animals because the caption used on the meme just generally features ridiculous advice that is totally exaggerated. Suck helium, defy gravity. Of course, Advice Dog, anything for you. Insanity Wolf. There are two popular wolf memes that are part of the Advice Animal series, Insanity Wolf and Courage Wolf. Of the two, it seems like Insanity Wolf is more popular, and it has a crazy character profile. The color wheel background is black, grey, and white, with the grungier look than most others. Insanity Wolf is actually a mentally disturbed cousin of Courage Wolf. Courage Wolf will tell you to do things, give you the courage to do things, and Insanity Wolf will tell you to do things in a crazy and wacky way. Milk first, then cereal. That's obviously incorrect. If anyone does milk first, then cereal, I don't know what I'll do. I'll do a poll. I'll do a poll, and we'll see who does cereal first and then milk. Foul Bachelor Frog. So Foul Bachelor Frog features a frog on a green background with a picture of a frog in the middle. Its caption is supposed to suggest disgusting habits of laziness, making it a good fit for capturing the behavior of the average single guy or bachelor. The female equivalent is called Foul Bachelorette Frog, about to have a heart attack, clear history, call 999 or 911 if you're American. So the idea being that there's something up with their internet history. Ha ha ha. Who's going to clear my internet history if I die? Socially Awkward Penguin. The socially awkward penguin is an advice animal that lacks social skills and self-esteem. The caption of the meme usually encompasses embarrassing situations or bad reactions to social situation. Adds to someone's joke while everyone's laughing. Laughing immediately stops. Oh dear. Has anyone ever had that? We also then have another socially awkward penguin. So the adaptation is Socially Awesome Penguin, which features a red color wheel instead of a blue one, and always knows the right thing to do in every social situation. This meme shouldn't exist, just makes it fully awesome. Do you remember that period of time where everyone would say awesome? Me too. Probably not you guys though. I'm sorry. Too young, apparently. Business Cat. So Business Cat is a meme that makes fun of office employees and employee situations and controlling bosses. The picture on it is of a black cat wearing a shirt collar and a tie in front of a colourful wheel, of course, like all Advice Animals. Some of the Business Cat memes take inspiration from lolcat puns as well, but most of them revolve around office-based humour. So that new contract looked fishy, so I ate it. Haha, so funny. Confession Bear. Last but not least is, as one of our favourite members of Advice Animals, is Confession Bear, a Malaysian sun bear with a long or a sad, frowning expression. It's actually a baby bear as well, and it's actually hanging onto a branch very high up, which is probably why it looks sad. This one doesn't have a background, and it's probably more unique in the sense that it's just an image macro rather than just an advice animal. It's used to express shameful secrets and confess taboos. If you're a vegetarian, I automatically assume you're a pretentious tool. Oh dear. That's not very cash money of you. Advice animals can be humans too. Most of them are image macros. They're not limited to just advice animals. It can be used for unlimited topics or actions. On the next slide are some examples of the wide diverse uses. There are some that normally repeat the first letter of each word of the title. So if you want to pause here, you can scan the QR code here and view this in high definition, because that is not very high def at all. We have Advice Dog, Insanity Wolf. So this is a periodic table of advice animals, by the way, by Cheeseburger and Know Your Meme. Hipster Kitty, Rich Raven, Socially Awkward Penguin, that's awesome, awkward, Stoner Dog, Foul Bachelor Frog, I can't even read that one, Paranoid Parrot, Business Cat, Velociraptor, Lame Pun Raccoon, Anti-Joke Chicken, Hipster Ariel, Success Kid, we have Scumbag Steve, Hood Dad, Nice Guy Steve, Forever Alone, Bear Grylls, Karate Kid. Okay, yeah, so have a scan of that QR code if you want to have a look at it. I'll just test that QR code works. Does it work? Yeah, it works. Okay. Sorry, that took a second. Okay, so next up we have Nyan Cat. So from 2011, Nyan Cat was an animated GIF uploaded to YouTube in April 2011. It was made using a basic Flash animation program called Scratch. I believe you can still get Scratch today. And obviously, as it's like a Nya song that goes along with it. You have Grumpy Cat. Grumpy Cat is the nickname given to Tartar Sauce, a snowshoe cat that rose to online fame after several pictures of her annoyed facial expressions were posted on Reddit in late September of 2012. We then have Drake posting. So the original image is taken from the music video of Drake's 2015 hit R&B single Hotline Bling, in which the hip-hop artist performed several different dance moves, including one where he's got his palm away from the left-hand side of the screen, and one where he's pointing at the left-hand side of the screen, where it shows disgust at one thing and approval of another. So going to work, oh, I don't want to go to work. I get to go to work and pick up my paycheck. That's great. I've done many variations of the meme. There's lots and lots of variations on this meme. Sometimes in other orders. You also get the variation of like Big Brain or Galaxy Brain meme. Quite popular versions. But ultimately, why do memes work? Memes seem to collect our ideas, emotions, and actions in a simple and transferable form, making them perfect for the internet age. Several points make memes great for brands. They are an easy way to capitalize on sharing knowledge. They are great for humanizing a brand or sharing it on social media with an authentic voice. They make it easier to showcase complex concepts such as your brand's personality or your company culture. According to research, they lead to higher engagement from your audience. They increase the chance of people will remember your brand when they see the meme elsewhere. While some companies have managed to use memes to inject new energy into their brands, not all who have ventured into meme territory have come back victorious. There are quite a few misuses of memes. Just as an example, a lot of companies will post a meme and then they'll be met with silence brand, the crab that destroys the brand. One of the potential most damaging ways that to use a meme is to get embroiled in a legal battle over licensing rights, as New York-based drugstore chain Duran Reed found out. Although there's no surefire way to use them. There are various ways in which you can protect yourself from having a meme backfire on your brand. Check the rights of the image. It's important to be aware of the risks you're taking. Even the chances of ending up on the wrong side of the law is minuscule. Develop a clear policy, figure out what's your brand's tolerable level of risk, and create guidelines for everyone on your team to understand and follow. Make sure you're not implying an endorsement. In the case of Duran Reed, that's what got the brand in trouble. Consider the alternatives. If you want to use a particular image, are you afraid that there might be implications? Explore alternate paths, such as remaking the meme yourself, or potentially finding copyright-free alternatives. For example, you can try licensing an image that you want to feature as part of a major marketing campaign. So you don't actually have to use the meme itself, but you can outright buy the license to the image. To recap, brands interested in including memes in their social media market should think about the following elements. They should make sure the meme would fit with their audience. They should make sure that they use an appropriate tone. They should be careful with how they use humor with memes. They should consider how their brand fits with the meme. After considering these, you're ready to start using memes in part of your social channels. Again, if you're considering looking into the meme use of your particular brand for your essay, you should think about all of the stuff that we've just talked about how appropriate it is for your brand, whether it works, whether it doesn't work. Can you discern whether it does or doesn't work, and how does that affect the brand as a whole? Rules for meme use. Decide whether memes are appropriate for your brand. Memes are predominantly created and shared by younger audiences. To get the joke, you have to be clued into the broader online discussion. Don't overdo it. In a way, memes function like a good jump scare in a horror film. If you're constantly jump scaring, then nothing works. They can be incredibly effective when used sparingly, when the time is right. Using them using them all the time will diminish their impact and bore the audience. Memes can't replace original content. Memes can be a great addition to content, but you can't rely on them all the time. You can't oversaturate your audience with just memes if they don't want it or expect it. Again, we're looking at the 80-20% rule. 80% of it should be fun content, and you can really just push your content for 20% of the time. Be thoughtful. Memes can easily backfire if you're not careful about the tone you use to get your point across. If we think about our discussion about viral marketing, a lot of viral marketing actually backfires. So just make sure that if you were to ever do any kind of meme marketing, or if you're looking at how meme marketing appears from a certain brand's perspective, then you have to be careful about how that might get out of control or misconstrued. Top tip, bees chirger. And then finally, remember, if you have any questions, to email me any work you have. I'm a bit slow at answering my emails right now because I've got quite a few people who are just looking for feedback. Discord me, Facebook me, YouTube comment me, send me a message request on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or you can get my mobile number if all your technology fails and breaks. There's no excuse for non-submission or a lack of communication. I've given you every resource that I can. I try and work very, very hard to give you guys the resources that you need to complete this coursework. I've had a few nice emails about the amount of content available to you guys, which is good. I just hope that everyone is using that content to the best of their ability. If you are confused, have a little click around on Blackboard first and ask in the Discord chat. Are probably your first ports of call before emailing me. But that's it from me. I think I'm about 40 minutes, which is just about long enough. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you in the labs. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye-bye.